I'm Laura and welcome to Mosh Pit Banter. I'm here with the awesome, the new normal. How are you doing, guys?
We're doing really good. We're stoked for playing tonight. It's going to be brilliant. Can't wait.
Yeah, you're playing here at Fibbers Night on the Arcadian Nights gigs. There's 4 bands on the roster and you guys have done quite a lot of mileage to get here today. I feel for you. I did not have to come so far.
Like, it's okay, to be honest with you, it wasn't that bad. It was a lot easier than the time we got in before, because when the last Dublin gig we came down here and my brakes didn't work. And the car sounded like it was going to explode at any given second, so it was an experience.
Well, considering I did hear some back chat about you being in the second convoy, which is how I knew you were travelling separately up, I'm glad you did get here in one piece, because it sounds like that was festival.
Yeah, we got here, and we'll get back. That's the plan.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. If they don't get home, you know what happened. No, brilliant. Listen, guys, it's great to talk to you. I've been watching you guys for quite a while now. I saw you kind of last summer when you guys were playing at Cribbo's Arcadian Nights Festival. It was the first time I'd seen you, and especially just your energy on stage is awesome. You had the little sign on the drum kit, support local artists, support the new normal. I love that idea. How has the last kind of 12 months been for you guys?
Goodness, it has been crazy. This has been, I think our official gig total for last year, I think it was 19. I think it was towards the end. And we have genuinely played from packed out Dublin, packed out Belfast to playing in front of the barman, and it has been everything in between. And yeah, it was last year was really a year of just saying yes to absolutely every gig that came our way, and it has meant that we have probably played to the most diverse audience we've ever played, because we will we would play the opening of an envelope at this point.
There's no judgment about that.
Yeah, we met a lot of people and we did a lot of things, and I felt like last year was the first year that people took us seriously as a band, and looked at us like we're not just 4 idiots to play an outdated music genre, because that is what we've been told before in the past. But it really felt like when we released our EP at the end of 2013, oh my God, 2023, sorry, oh my God.
We have been really hammering at this.
We've been hammering gigs, and we got handed some real opportunities. We opened for Drug Church, Dead Fish, Laura Jane Grace and stuff like that. We got a lot handed to us last year and we ran with it. So we're kind of hoping that this year we can keep that going, keep capitalizing on it.
Yeah, it's all about momentum. I'm trying to kind of really making sure that every gig now that we do counts, that it's pushing the band forward a wee bit,
Well, that's the thing. I saw your last gig with Dead Fish at the Soundhouse with Mid-Sound Productions. That was wild. How did that come about? Because having Dead Fish are a big band in Brazil, and to have your kind of sound and their sound together, it was brilliant to watch as an audience member. We got some Brazilians in the room here yeah, Dead Fish are huge.
Obrigado.
Yeah, so tell us how that came about.
They found us on a punk Facebook page or something like that. Wow. We had just randomly shared our music, being please listen to us. And Mid-Sound just wrote to us saying, would you guys be up for this? We said, yes, absolutely. And then a couple of weeks later, they said, we're doing 2 nights. Would you want to play the second night as well? And we were absolutely. And we ran with it, but we had no idea what to expect.
It was kind of crazy like that, because we were we signed up for it and we were oh, this is cool. We're playing with touring band and so on. And then we just started hearing, right, half sold out, 3/4 sold out, first night sold out. Okay, we're going to put on a second night. And that was when we were just kind of all looking around at each other, kind of going
what's happening?
Yeah, that's going to be good. Yeah, thank you to them so much. We've been in contact with them. They give me another contact for a Brazilian band to put on up in North. I can't remember what they're called, but I am working on it. So there might be details about that to come out.
Call
If
us.
anybody's interested in seeing more Brazilian punk, you know, they'll be here. They'll be in Belfast as well with any luck.
And we do have another little project with Midside Pride coming at some point, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
You heard it here first, people. I'm going to be hounding them for that detail. That's really exciting because I mean that gig was wild, and you guys put on such a show. I really enjoyed it. I saw you guys after as well, and it was just great to see you guys really seem to enjoy being on the stage. Like, you know, it was like it wasn't an overwhelming for you. It seemed like you really had just a fun night on the stage.
I think with us, like the thing that we love doing the most is going into a situation where we like nobody knows us. And we like there's a point to prove with what with us going on stage. Like I think we're one of those bands that we hate safety really. Yeah. Like where if we're playing to just like a bunch of mates, we tend to kind of phone it in. But if we're playing to like a crowd of complete have never heard us, don't know us from Adam, like that's when we kind of go, right, here we go. Like this is where we kind of shine a wee bit. And there was just like, so not only are we playing in Dublin for the first time, we're playing to a crowd of expats, you know, like where like the actual like Dublin audience of like Irish people in the crowd was like slim to none. But my God, we had such a good time doing it. It was
more Malcolm did as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the crowd were just.
They were amazing.
I mean, there was people
really
literally
was.
coming off the roofers. Like I was just watching, going, "Oh my God, this is brilliant." But that kind of sounds like it was almost a culmination of a great year. You released 2 singles there, November, December time, OCD and Better Days. Tell me a little bit about those 2 songs.
OCD stands for Offspring Chinese Democracy because we had that song for so long.
We're keeping that in the practice.
No. It's very true. It's
we're so confessional. It's
Like,
just as soon as there's a microphone in front of us.
It sounds like, we'll be honest, it does kind of steal a wee bit from Gotta Get Away by the Offspring, but like, as the guy from Stiff Little Fingers said, like, steal it, change it, it's yours. So we did. Chinese Democracy, we all know, is the 16-year long recording process for the Guns N' Roses album that was shite. But anyway, that song, like we loved that song. It took us a long time to write it and actually get it on the road. And then when we started to play it, we were like, this is that we should do this as a single. And then we did 100 of our songs first, of course. Better Days was a song. We used to have another guitar player and he left us like bits and pieces of riffs, so we pieced it together. We never actually got to play it with him, but we did credit him and stuff like that and give him his dues. But it's a good song, and loads of people seem to like it seems to be the one people streamed more. You know, you can't really guess what people are going to stream, I guess. You know, we really thought OCD is going to be the song, and it just turned out it was the other song. But
yeah, but that title, I may have like been more interested in the song or the title like that. You know what I mean? You should get that stuff out there and tell people about it.
Yeah.
Any new singles are you recording at the moment? What's happening at the minute?
Funny enough, actually, we have just finished recording 2 more singles. One is been like in our set for the longest time, and then the other is like our newest song that we've written. So written.
It's been a long journey.
It has. So we've recorded that. They're sounding excellent, and I think we're just putting finishing touches to that, and then they should be out. You know, touch wood, hopefully within the next
April. We're hoping for April.
Yeah, hoping for April. So yeah, we're so stoked with it, and then and it's just, I think the way that we're kind of doing this now is that as soon as we're kind of happy with, you know, a couple of songs, we're just DIY recording them and putting them out there, because you just have to be constantly like feeding the machine as such, you know, and you just have to be constantly putting out, because it would be class to kind of only do like an album or an EP or, you know, like a big project each year. But like one thing that we did learn last year as well is just how much you need to just be constantly throwing things out there.
And it's changed now.
Songs ahead of yourself, really, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
so
people consume music, I suppose, is what's really changed. Like they want to know, give me the next song. I don't need the album, I just need the next song. It's a different pace.
I think like your first release, you're happy kind of doing that as an EP or an album. You know, having that as like your big first foray into is great. But then from that point on, it's just hammering content.
Just go, go, go.
Yeah.
And what's your inspiration? Like, why do you guys do this? Like, do you have a particular artist that inspires you? Big question. Should have opened with that one.
Neil's advert basically called for like a female fronted punk band. I knew exactly what he wanted. With our first guitar player did not, and then we got Paul in. Paul got the memo pretty quickly. Kathy had the memo, but we were very inspired by like the American side of punk rock. You know, like that sort of revival, 90s revival of what punk rock is over there. Bands like NoFX, Bad Religion, Less Than Jake, Against Me, on and on and on. Anything you might have heard on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. You know, any of that we really, really, really love that. And there's not a lot of bands over here that do that, you know. And when we started to write riffs, that's the sound that just naturally came out. You know, at the start we were kind of working out what we didn't want to be, and then we figured out this is exactly what we want to do. And people really like, when people listen to us, they were like, oh, you really sound like them, I really like this, you know. And it gave them that sense of nostalgia, but it felt fresh to them, you know. And I think that was such an important balance. I think that's a big part of our success, is almost feeling fresh in something that feels nostalgic.
Well, then that feeds beautifully into my next question then. If you had the album, because there's 4 of you, this is going to be a great question. You must listen to this album. What album would it be?
Oh, good Lord.
I didn't give them that question beforehand.
Oh my God, yeah. See, I don't think any of us would, I don't know if any of us would pick a punk album. That's the thing.
You can pick whatever you want. It's just what would
few.
you want and what would you pick?
I would, like, in terms of the album that got me to start this was War on Women's Capture the Flag, which is just like, it was taking that kind of like, there was a little bit of like hardcore punk sensibilities, a little bit of escape punk, a little bit like, it was basically just like a lot of the stuff that I was listening to, but with lyrics that were so kind of personal and relevant for the, you know, for American politics at the time. And it's like, yes, I want to hear that, but for here.
Yeah.
And I want Kathy to be the one singing that, you know, like that was it. And that's what kind of got the wheels turning. In terms of how we then went about it, like, we're not, you know, we wouldn't really be like War on Women in terms of sound and whatnot, but that was definitely the ethos and the inspiration to kind of get this going. So yeah, I think like if you were to kind of get an idea of that, listen to that first, and then anything that was punk in the 80s pretty much was ours.
Which is about 1,000 albums. You've just given us an entire decade of albums. Just like it all. It's just all amazing.
It is. It's all good.
I'm not arguing with you on that one.
Except for the stuff that sucks, but you know, everything else is good.
I'm with you on that one. So final question then. Tell us a little bit what Irish artists you're following at the moment.
Ooh.
We have good friends up the north. We have lots of good friends up the north. We'll go for 84, Von Loop. We have friends in No Matter, who are half Belfast, half Limerick. There's loads of bands. That's such a, like, you want to name everybody and then you're going to leave everybody out. That's the problem there. But there's so many bands that we've gigged with are so good. Like the Northern Irish scene we're going to talk about, because there's not a lot we can say for down here because we haven't done a lot of gigging down here. But like the Northern Irish music scene right now is in such a good place, and it hasn't always been that way. Yeah. You know, it's so fresh. There's so many young artists doing so many things, and there's a lot of indie bands and all the stuff that we don't really gel with and who we don't get the gig with. But it's still so nice to see so many kids picking up instruments and going for it. You know what I mean? And making a wee scene for themselves and doing their own thing. But there's still so many other bands that we love and are you know, just it's just nice to be able to do it again. It felt like after COVID, it all died for a wee bit, and then suddenly it was like, oh, this is what we're going to do since nobody's playing in Belfast anymore. You know,
I think one of the coolest things is that there's a gig that we're involved with in June or July.
yes, that's a great show.
It's called Girls with Guts, and it's such a good snapshot of the scene at the minute, that there's such a good representation of female voices, of gender queer, non-binary, tons of LGBTQ plus people like involved in this, and it's just like, and the beauty of it is that the majority of the acts that are at this, at a show in Belfast, that it's already like half sold in February.
That's amazing.
Like it's already half sold in February, and we're all of the acts. I think there is only about maybe 2 or 3 of them that are more than like 5 years old.
That's wild. But it's the inspiration, like you say. COVID was such a catalyst for people to kind of do things that they'd never thought about doing before and actually put themselves out there. And it sounds like, up in the north right now, there is kind of a really emerging community. Like, I mean, again, it was important for us to see you guys coming down to Dublin because we want to catch you. And there's some other bands we've obviously interviewed from the north again. We want to go up there ourselves. We will be doing a road trip at some point in time, just because, like you say, the scene is so vibrant at the moment. There's some great bands up there and we'd love to hear more about them. But guys, thank you so much for your time. I'm really looking forward to your set tonight.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit, tell people how they can find out more about you.
Oh, we have Facebook, Instagram, all that shit. You can follow us on it if you'd like to. That's where most of the magic happens. But to be honest with you, we're very personable people. If you write to us, if you want to talk to us, gig with us, anything like that, we're right to our band page. All of us are very happy to speak to anybody there. But really, social media is the only way that you can really find a band nowadays, which sucks. Or, as people always take photos of our stickers around Belfast, it's with sticker bombed. If you find a sticker, also send it to us. We might send you another one. I don't know. Maybe.
Send us a
Listen
sticker
to
and
him.
you can win a sticker.
Yeah. Don't rip it off the lamppost.
Don't rip it out. Look, these are big prizes, guys, that you can get. Awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much. We're really looking forward to seeing you. We'll put their links to the social media stuff. I'm sorry, it has to be done in the post here. And we hope to see you again in 2025.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks a million, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.